I'm doing this video to let anyone out there who have an account with NCB or who intend on having an account with NCB to be careful. If you have one in NCB, take your money out there and run. If you're planning on opening an account with NCB, take your money from NCB and run. Because some things is going on in NCB right now where I'm telling you, it's going to leave a lot of us Jamaican bankrupt. All right, they have a saying to say, if it don't break, don't fix it. And that is what is going on in NCB right now. The reason why yesterday I changing all of them top brasses in the bank is because something fishy is going on in there and management is aware of it and they are doing nothing about it when it concerns to the small man. Yes, they are changing the top brass, but still, we the small man not getting any justice. So I'm going to tell you now, Jamaicans here in Jamaica and Jamaicans in the diaspora, listen to me. If you have your money in NCB, take it out and run. If you're planning on putting any money into NCB, take it out and run. Hear me clearly. Recently, I was home about 4 months ago. About after 7 the night, I get a notification that someone trying to use my account at Price Mart in Kingston. Now, I live in Mandeville, but it was declined. I get up, I check my account, everything was okay. About 2-3 times for the night, I check my account, everything was okay. The following morning, I get up, I check my account, everything was okay. But I went into the bank in Mandeville and I explained to them what was going on. This is what they did. They changed my card. They gave me a new card. All right. Later on, I learned that when something like this happened, they should have just shut down the account and changed my security features. But I learned the hard way. Okay. After I changed the card, after that, I realized that money started coming out of my account from that very same day. I wasn't aware of this though, because I get no notification like what happened the night before. All right, this happened on Wednesday night, and I went into the bank on Thursday. And by Monday, all of my money, thousands of dollars in US dollars, add up to millions in Jamaican dollars, that was wiped out, totally wiped out over a weekend. Okay? When I found out that Monday afternoon, I went to the bank, but it was a bit late, so I had to call customer service. I spoke to a young lady and I explained to her what was going on, and she said, okay. She said that she'll get back to me. She called me back a few hours later and she gave me a case number and said I should go back into the bank tomorrow with my case number. Okay. But she said to me, Mr. Williams, I have good news for you. She said, we locate where the money went. She said the money went to Scotia, Ligani, and she gave me the name of a person, which I will not disclose right now. Okay, I went into the bank the following morning and I explained all of this to them. They tried to give me a new card again, but then one of the agents who was next door said, I'm sitting beside the agent who I was dealing with, said, no, the account should be closed down. So they closed the account down. All right, and they said to me that they're going to give me 17 days. So 17 days, I was there waiting. I get no response from them within that 17 days. So I waited until about 3 weeks, 21 days, I gave them a call. So I gave customer service a call. Customer service said, okay, let them check. When they checked, they said there's nothing come down, so they're going to escalate the case. This happened again. I went call back another 3 days, the same thing. Another 3 days, 7 days, passing by the same thing. So I said, okay, this is not making any sense. Right? So I went into the bank. So when I went into the bank, the customer service agent lady was at the bank in Mandeville where I spoke to. So I explained that, no one calls me. So she said, okay, she's going to put someone onto the case. Before I reached into the parking lot, I got a call. And this call came from a Mr. Davis who said that he was from the cyber unit. And he started to ask me some questions. Questions like what the customer service asked me about, anyone calls me, do I get any text message? Do I get any email? And the answer remained the same. Nothing changed. So he said I should go on my phone and I should text scamming, I should text account, and 2 other words that he gave me to text in. Nothing happened. So he said, okay, he'll call me back in an hour. An hour time, he didn't call me. So I called him about 2 hours after. Asked me to do the same thing again. Nothing happened. So he said, okay, he's going to call me back in another hour again. One time passed, didn't call me. I called him about 2 hours after. Tell me to do the same thing, nothing happened. He said, okay, he's going to call me back again. He didn't call me back. So I called him the following day because it was now getting late after all these hours. It was now getting late, so I called him the following day. So when I called him, he said, my case doesn't look too good. So he's going to turn it over to Mr. Heron. A few days passed, I didn't hear from Mr. Heron. So I called back Mr. Davis. And Mr. Davis, shortly after that, I get a call from Mr. Heron. I spoke to Mr. Heron. I explained the same thing to him as I explained to Mr. Davis and the customer service. So I told him about the message that I get. He said I should email it to him. I emailed it to him. And a whole week passed and I did not hear back from this man. Okay? So I went back into the bank because I explained to them that, listen, I'm not getting anywhere with this thing. So I was put on to a manager into the bank. And she get in touch with Mr. Heron on the phone. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but based on my observation of what he was saying, is that he's turning back the case over to Mr. Davis. All right. So she said, okay, she's going to get on it. She's going to work with me. All right. So I should message her the following day to remind her. I did that. She and I was in communication for over a month. All right. Now, one of the things that puzzled me with this case is that I wasn't allowed to draw or to withdraw or to transfer X amount of money because I wanted to, a few days before all of this started to happen, I wanted to transfer $324,000, right? And the system would not allow me to transfer the $324,000. I had to transfer it $124,000. Now, when the money was being withdrawn out, the money was being taken out in $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, and there was no notification. How is this possible? When I have my token with me, and I thought the token was supposed to be for a security reason, I get no notifications, and all of this money went out. Okay. So after a month passed now, and we were still in communication, I got a message. I messaged the bank because they never messaged me at first. I always have to message or call them. So they asked me to come in. So when I went in, they gave me a letter now to saying that the bank is not responsible for the disappearance of my funds. Now, my thing is, if someone give me their money to keep and it goes missing, yes, I can call in the police, yes, of course. But I am responsible for that money. I am responsible for the safekeeping of that money. So if we given the bank our money to keep and it goes missing and NCB cannot be held, so they're not going to be held responsible for it, then what sense does the government forcing us to bank our money for? Why are we being forced to take our money to put into a bank? Why are we being, all these advertisements and TVs telling you, safeguard your money, safeguard your money, safeguard your money into, a financial institute? This don't make any sense. You understand? So, here I am now, wake up one morning and could be a broke man. I'm putting this out there now. I'm putting this out there because this is, for instance, let me use my mother as an example, who has never worked into a system. And she does her little higgling over the years and she put up her little 2 cents, bank her money. And at 75, she doesn't have a pension to come in. And at 75, she get up one morning and find out that all of her money wiped out from her account. She saved this money so she could live with little dignity before she dies. So she would be able to, finance her little medication before she dies. And for her to get up one morning, I'm putting her in my space right now, my position right now. And for her to get up one morning and then realize that she has nothing. And then the bank will not, be held responsible for it. See, the laws in this country and the laws that govern these banks are not protecting us, the small people. And listen to me, I'm going to say it again.